Today in this lecture we are going to discuss the linear differential equations of second order. The most general form of linear differential equation of second order may be written as d2i by dx2 plus capital P is the function of x dy by dx plus capital Q is the function of xy. This is equal to r is the function of x, r y double dash plus capital P is the function of xy dash plus Q is the function of xy is equal to r is the function of x, where capital P comma capital Q and capital R are the functions of x alone are constant. Here there is no any general method to solve such type of differential equation, but if an integral be included in the complementary function of linear differential equation of second order be known, then the complete solution that can be found. Otherwise we cannot find the complete solution of such type of differential equation. Here we find the solution of such type of differential equations by first method, that is inspection method, and the second method is known as normal form, and third method is known as by transformation of the equation by changing the independent variable, and the fourth method, that is last method is method of variation of the parameters. And normal form is applicable if the part of complementary function is not obvious by the inspection. It is sometimes useful to reduce the given equation into the form in which the term containing the first derivative is absent. So in this case normal form that can be generally applicable. Next, equations of this kind are of great significance in physics, especially in connections with the vibrations in mechanics and the theory of electric circuits. In addition, as well as we shall see in the next chapters, that many profound and beautiful ideas in pure mathematics that have grown out of the study of these equations. In this lecture, our details consideration of the actual methods for solving the, say this is equation number first, will be restricted for the most part to the special case in which the coefficients capital Px and capital Qx are constants. It should also be emphasized that most of the ideas and the procedures we discuss can be generalized at once to linear equations of higher order with no change in the underlying principles, but only an increasing complexity in the surrounding details. By restricting ourselves for the most part of the second order equations, we attain as much simplicity as possible without distorting the main ideas, and yet we still have enough generality to include all the linear equations of greatest interest in mathematics and physics. Now the theorem first. Let capital Px comma capital Qx and Rx be the continuous function on the closed interval AB. If x naught is any point in the closed interval AB, and if y naught and y naught dash are any numbers whatever, then equation first has one and only one solution. Y is the function of x on the entire interval such that y x naught this is equal to y naught and y dash x naught this is equal to y naught dash. Proof. Let x naught be any point in the closed interval AB we can arbitrarily prescribe the values of yx and y dash x. And there will then exist precisely one solution of equation first. On closed interval AB, that assumes the prescribed values at the given point. Are more generally geometrically equation first has a unique solution on the closed interval AB. That passes through the specified points x naught comma y naught with a specified slope y naught dash. Hence proved. For example, find the solution of initial value problem. Y double dash plus y is equal to 0. The initial conditions are y0 equal to 0 and y dash 0 equal to 1. Solution. Here we know that y is equal to sin x comma y is equal to cos x, and more generally y is equal to c1 sin x plus c2 cos x where c1 and c2 are constants are all solutions of the differential equation. Also, y is equal to sin x clearly satisfy the initial condition. Because y0 is equal to sin 0, this is equal to 0, and y is equal to sin x. This implies that y dash is equal to cos x. This implies that y dash 0, this is equal to cos 0, this is equal to 1. By the above theorem, y is equal to sin x is the only solution of the given initial value problem. Here we can check y is equal to sin x is also y is equal to cos x is also solution of the differential equation y double dash plus y is equal to 0. But if we put the initial conditions at x equal to 0 which does not satisfies, and similarly y is equal to c1 sin x plus y is equal to c2 cos x be the also solution of y double dash plus y is equal to 0. And if we put the initial conditions when x equal to 0, we get y0 and y dash 0 does not satisfy the initial conditions. Hence, y is equal to sin x is the only solution of the given differential equation for the initial value problems. Next, note, if Rx is identically 0, R is the function of x, then equation first, reduces to the homogeneous equation y double dash plus p is the function of x y plus q is the function of x y. Here y dash, this equal to 0. Say this is equation number 2. Next theorem. If y1x and y2 with the function of x are any two solutions of the homogeneous differential equation, y double dash plus p is the function of x y dash plus q is the function of x y, this is equal to 0. Come then c1 y1x plus c2 y2x is also a solution of the above differential equation. For any constant c1 and c2. Proof. Let the homogeneous linear differential equation be y double dash plus p is the function of x y dash plus q is the function of x of y is equal to 0. So this is equation number first. If y is equal to c1 y1x plus c2 y2 is a function of x, be the solution of equation first, then it must satisfy the equation first. So we have c1 y1x plus c2 y2x, putting here second derivatives, plus p is the function of x into y dash, that is c1 y1x plus c2 y2x derivatives plus q is the function of x, here y, c1 y1 x plus c2 y2 x. This is equal to here c1 y1 double dash x plus c2 y2 is the function of x, second time derivatives, plus here px c1 y1 dash x plus c2 y2 dash x plus qx here c1 y1 x plus c2 y2 x. Here taking the coefficient of c1 we get here y1 double dash x plus here px y1 dash x plus here qx y1, q is the function of x y1, plus taking the coefficient of c2 here y2 double dash x plus here px, p is the function of x, y2 dash is the function of x plus here y2 x, this is the coefficient of qx, and this gives c1. From these equations we write y1 double dash x plus pxy dash plus qxy, this is equal to 0. So c1 into 0 plus c2. From here using equation first we get 0. So this gives 0. Hence y1 and y2 are the solutions of equation first. Hence proved. For example, solve y double dash plus y dash equal to 0. Solution. The given equation may be written as d2 plus d of y is equal to 0. Auxiliary equation is m square plus m equal to 0. This implies that m into m plus 1 equal to 0. This implies that m equal to 0, m equal to minus 1. So the complementary function, this is equal to c1 e power 0 into x plus c2 into e power minus 1 into x. So this gives c1 plus c2 into e power minus x. This implies that y is equal to c1 plus c2 into e power minus x be the solution of the given differential equation. Here we see that y1 is equal to 1 and y2 is equal to e power minus x are the solutions. And which is the general solutions? This solution is also known as general solutions. Next, the general solution of the homogeneous equation. If the two functions fx and gx are defined on an interval, closed interval ab, and have the property that one is constant multiple of the other, then they are said to be linearly dependent on the closed interval ab. Otherwise, that is, if neither is a constant multiple of other, they are called linearly independent. So next theorem. Let y1 is the function of x and y2 is the function of x be the linearly independent solutions of the homogeneous differential equation. Y double dash plus p is the function of x y dash plus q is the function of x y is equal to 0. So this is equation first. On the interval ab, this is the closed interval ab, then c1 y1x plus c2 y2 is a function of x. Say equation second. Is the general solution of equation first. On closed interval AB. In the sense that every solution of equation first on this interval can be obtained from second. By a suitable choice of the arbitrary constants C1 and C2. Proof. Let Yx be any solution of equation first on the closed interval AB. We must show that constants C1 and C2 can be found so that Yx, this is equal to C1 Y1x plus C2 Y2x for all x in closed interval AB. So the by theorems, first as we have proved that solution of equation first over all of closed interval AB is completely determined by its value and the value of its derivative at a single point. Consequently, since C1 Y1x plus C2 Y2x and y is the function of x are both solutions of equation first, on the closed interval AB. It is suffice to show that for some point x naught in closed interval AB, we can find C1 and C2 so that here x not be any point, so it satisfies these equations. So we get C1 y1 x naught plus C2 y2 x naught, this is equal to y x naught, and its derivatives C1 y1 dash x naught plus C2 y2 dash x naught, this is equal to y dash x naught. For this system to be soluble, for C1 and C2, it is suffice that the determinant y1 is a function of x naught, y2 is a function of x naught. Here the derivatives y1 dash x naught, y2 dash x naught. Now solving this into this minus this into this becomes y1 x naught, y2 dash x naught minus y2 x naught into y1 dash x naught have a value different from 0. This leads us to investigate the function of x defined by Wronskian of y1 comma y2. This is y1 y2 dash minus y2 y1 dash, which is known as the Wronskian of y1 and y2. With special reference to whether it vanishes at x naught. hence proved. Next, lemma. If y1x and y2x are any two solutions of the equation y double dash plus p is the function of x y dash plus q is the function of x y is equal to 0. So this is first on close interval AB. Then their Wronskian W is equal to W is the function of y1 comma y2 is either identically 0 or never 0. On the close interval AB. Proof let the equation be y double dash plus p is the function of x y dash plus q is the function of x y is equal to 0. Say this is equation first, and the Wronskian w y1 comma y2, this is equal to y1 y2 dash minus y2 y1 dash. Say this is equation number second. Differentiating equation second, we have w dash, this is equal to y1 y2 double dash my plus y1 dash y2 dash minus y2 y1 double dash minus y2 dash y1 dash, and this gives y1 y2 double dash minus y2 y1 double dash. Because here this is y1 dash y2 dash is here positive, y2 dash y1 dash is here negative, so this will be cancelled to each other. So we get y dash, this is equal to w dash, this is equal to y1 y2 double dash minus y2 y1 double dash. Since y1 and y2 are both solution of equation first, we have y1 double dash plus p y1 dash plus q y1, this is equal to 0, and y2 double dash plus capital P y2 dash plus q y2, this is equal to 0. Multiplying this equation by y2 and this equation by y1 and then subtracting. Say this is equation number, say third, this is fourth, and subtracting. We have y1 y2 double dash minus y2 y1 double dash plus p y1 y2 dash minus y2 y1 dash, this equal to 0, or from here we write w dash means w dash means dw by dx, or we write w dash plus p, here this is the value of w, this equal to 0, or we write dw by dx plus pw, this is equal to 0. The general solution of the first order equation is w, this is equal to c into e raised to the power minus integral p dx. And since the exponential factor is never 0, here the exponential factor we see that w is identically 0 if the constant c is equal to 0. Here w becomes 0 if c is equal to 0 because e power minus integral p dx is never 0. And never 0, if c equal to not 0. Because e raised to the power minus integral p dx is never 0. So if c equal to not 0, then w equal to not 0. Hence proved.